Hey, what's good, fam? It's Kyle Henderson at BamaInsider.com on Thursday evening. Mac Jones continues to have a strong showing down in Mobile, Alabama. This is an audio clip from an interview with Mac Jones. He's going to talk about meeting with the New England Patriots, met with the New Orleans Saints, also tweaked up his leg a little bit. So here's that full interview in its entirety. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure and hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe.
How did I feel like I performed today? I feel like we did good. I mean, just being out here was great. Kind of finished the last practice, but kind of rolled my ankle a little bit, which I was more worried about my right leg, and kind of now my left leg's a little hurt. But I didn't get to finish, but I don't want to kind of risk it at this point, and just get treatment and figure out how I feel.
Mac, have you met with the Patriots at all down here?
Yeah. So the question was, have I met with the Patriots? Yeah, we met the scouts, I guess, last night. I sat down at their table. But other than that, we just had a good conversation, talked, and they got to know me really well. And, I really like their table. It's kind of fun to see how different tables they act a little different, but the Patriots are really cool and asked some really good questions. So.
How about the Houston Texans?
Houston Texans? Yeah, same thing. I mean, I think I met with them 2 nights ago. So, yeah, but it just depends on the table. And, some people have asked really hard questions and some people don't, so it just kind of depends.
How did the Texans strike you?
The Texans?
Yeah.
I mean, they were a good group of scouts, and in general, the Texans, obviously, big football state. I kind of grew up watching a lot of the Jags Texan games and stuff like that. So obviously they're a good organization and have a really good quarterback. So
we're going up here.
What was Alex Morrison's role in your development at Alabama? And kind of where does he rank for
people
you've worked with?
No, I really appreciate that question. The question was about Alex Mortensen. That's a guy who's helped me a lot, believed in me since I stepped on campus at Alabama, and no one ever talks about Alex, but I mean, he probably knows more football, offense, defense than anybody, and he's taught me a lot, probably close to more than anybody's ever taught me about football. So hopefully he'll kind of get a shot in the coaching realm, and good things will happen for him because he's a smart guy.
Yeah, up here up top.
Is there a chance that you potentially sit out Saturday with the ankle, and then also what was your experience like this week specifically with the Panthers staff?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a chance. I just have to see how I feel. Like, I'm not going to go out there if I'm not 100%. It's not fair to my teammates to not be 100% and try and play and not play well. So I'm going to make the decision, but hopefully I can get treatment and see how it feels. And in terms of this week, that's one of the big things I want to do is just get out here and practice. Coach Rule is awesome. And all these coaches, Coach Ryan, John Ryan, and Matt Lombardi, I mean, just being in that room, like, I already learned so much about NFL football, and they made me better this week. So hopefully I get a chance to, talk to them more as this process goes on, and we'll see what happens. But I really enjoyed it, and I'm super happy that I came.
Right ankle?
My left ankle, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, the guys that were ranked the top 4 for this draft are not here, obviously.
Yeah.
Why are you here? What do you feel like you need to prove, and what do you think separates you from them?
Yeah, I don't think I needed to prove anything. I mean, the tape is the tape, and I did what I did, and obviously I had a great team, but I just wanted to come and kind of learn more about NFL football and, learn a new playbook, which I've done a good job with, and I understand all the plays, and it's all the same plays. It's just the verbiage and wordage is kind of a little different, so I kind of wanted to just get those reps of the microphone and, be in the huddle and have command of the huddle, and as each day went on, I got better, but, today I didn't get to finish. But, yeah, it's been a cool experience. Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, I really enjoyed seeing Mac Jones, the leader out here.
Yeah.
The way you riled up your guys, the way you talked to people, it was just fantastic to watch.
Thank you.
Who do you attest for that? Who's your role model?
I mean, I'd say my dad. I mean, he just makes everything fun, and he's always told me to play football and play sports to have fun. And, so I just try and have fun with my teammates, and I don't really know a lot of these guys and got to know a lot of them this week. Obviously seen some of them in college and high school, but, you're with a whole different group of guys, and all of them are awesome, and they all have their own little personalities, and you just get to bond with people, and that's kind of the best part about sports. And that's another big reason why I wanted to come here, was just to hang out and be with a different group of guys that I'm used to.
Yeah, right here.
Beck, you spoke about learning the playbook here.
Yeah.
How did working with guys like Steve Sarkisian help you?
Yeah, I mean,
get into this situation?
I made jokes like, I told the Panthers guys that we stole some of, Joe Brady's plays, and they stole some of ours. So it's all the same plays, just a lot more verbiage. But at the same time, like when you're in the huddle, you got to have fun. like when you're all spread and stuff, you don't get to like show leadership. So you're in there kind of making jokes and stuttering or whatever. You might mess up, but it's all fun. You can tell them, give me the call again. And yeah, I actually prefer being in the huddle. It's way better than being out in the spread. So
as great as Alabama's been, we really haven't had a recent quarterback tradition. But with Tua and Jalen starting the NFL, how do you feel about being that third NFL starter?
Yeah, I mean, I feel good about it. I learned a lot from those guys. Obviously, two great guys, and they've done well so far in the league. But I'm gonna have a lot of growing pains, just like anybody else, and I got to figure out what works in the NFL versus what worked in college. And it's gonna take some trial and error, but that's kind of part of life. So hopefully, I can figure it out.
Hey, Matt, that guy.
What's up, Dom?
Right behind you. You already talked about the physical toll.
Yeah.
Is there a mental edge coming in here? You like 2.5 weeks after?
Yeah, maybe a little risky. I mean, I took like maybe 3 or 4 days off and started training down in Mobile anyway, so I was down here. Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys did have a lot of time off, so yeah, maybe a little bit, but I love football enough to where I can sit in the meetings and draw all the plays and do everything that I normally would. But I mean, I would be lying if I said I was 100%. Mentally, I guess you're just a little worn out, but at the same time, I wanted to come down here, and that was my choice, and it kind of helped me out. So.
Got AP?
What's up, AP?
But you know good. Good to see you, man.
We're hanging out in lower Alabama.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, LA.
Mac, was it a goal years to play in the Senior Bowl, and how was it to compete against the Alabama defense versus these group of all-stars?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, growing up, you kind of watch the Senior Bowl and stuff, and I know it's a really big deal down here and for Alabama fans, so definitely wanted to be here and participate as best I could. And, in terms of the defense, it's obviously very basic, but the players are really good. And for them to they don't really mess up over there on defense when I was going against them. Like, they weren't blowing any coverages or anything like that, but, it's cover 2 and cover 3 and some man and stuff. So, I mean, we can only mix it up out here so much, but the players are really good. And, just different than Alabama because we obviously did a lot because we were allowed to, but here you have to dumb it down a little bit.
We got up here?
What's up, man?
Sitting behind Tua and Jalen for like the past 3 years and finally getting a chance to start, what do you attribute the patience sitting behind them, finally getting a chance to go?
Yeah, I mean, I think patience is a virtue, and a lot of people might have transferred, but it's kind of just a personal preference. And for me, I just felt like I wasn't where I was I wanted to be as a player, and I kind of had to improve and find a way to help out the team. And I just learned and grew and competed, and had good days and had bad days. So a lot of people helped me out, but I kind of just grew through myself as well.
Right here in the middle.
Hey, Mac, you're used to being surrounded by a lot of wide receiver talent in Alabama.
Yeah.
Has it been like this week working with a new set of wide receivers? And, what do you got to say about that?
Yeah, it's been awesome. We got guys from all over the South and stuff, and I've seen them on tape. It's so funny to see some guys on tape, and you're like, okay, they're really good in real life too. And for them to learn the playbook too, it's not easy. And I can't even remember anybody asking me what their route was and messing it up. Like, they all knew where to go, where to line up. So I think it just goes to show that the guys that are here, they want to be here, and they want a chance to play in the NFL, and they all are just as good as any receivers I've worked with. And it's different because you're not with them every day working on timing and stuff, but they all have talent, and they're all going to be good in the NFL. So.
All right, last couple questions right here.
Yeah, Mac, is there someone in the NFL that you really like to model your game after, or at least take pieces from their game? Obviously, quarterback, but
a little bit. I mean, I kind of just like watching NFL tape. But yeah, I mean, I like watching like Tom Brady, all the big time guys just take something from their game. But I always tell people I'm my own player, and I have to do what works for me. I can't try and be somebody else.
Last question.
Such a pleasure watching you today, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
I'd love to know real quick if you maybe met or had any conversations with the New Orleans Saints, but you've talked a lot about the new guys that you've been around. What was it like coming to an unfamiliar setting with a lot of familiar faces here too?
Yeah, I talked with them, the New Orleans Saints, and obviously they have a great quarterback. Hopefully I left a good impression on them and proved that I was smart and could work in that type of system. I think there's some similarities between the Panthers offense and kind of what they did just with Joe Brady and stuff. So obviously they run some cool plays, and I got to watch that on film and stuff too. So in terms of, like you said, the players and being unfamiliar with some of them, I mean, all of them were awesome. Like, we were having fun, like real fun. It wasn't like we were out here faking it or anything. And you get to hang out with the offensive linemen that are new faces to you, and you're in the huddle kind of messing around or whatever it is, and that's the best part about football, and the best part about being here is just mixing with a bunch of different people and trying to make the most out of it. Yeah.